All right, welcome to Peterson's Farm of Nashville, and today we're going to tackle the fuel filters, both front and back, on my Ram 2500 6.7 liter Cummins diesel. So let me show you what we got. So recently I purchased some filters on Amazon, and did a little differently this time. Instead of the Mopar filters, we went with a brand called Diesely. And what you get in there is you get your rear filter, where the injector, I guess what is called their sensor, goes in the back of it. And then get the one for the front. Looks pretty typical. Comes with the gasket, so you replace the gasket and the filter in the front. We'll go ahead and put that back in the clean box. A couple other tools that you'll want to have handy. You've seen this before in my video where I changed the oil filter. Well, you'll be able to use this on your fuel filter on the back if needed. A lot of times it's just a little bit tighter, then you can take it off by hand. Along with that, and I'll show you more detail, but there's a sensor that goes inside here, and you need a special wrench, which you can easily obtain on Amazon, and it's really cheap, but it's a heck of a lot better than the channel locks that I used in the past, and it just locks on at those octangle angles and doesn't damage the sensor at all. So definitely love that tool, along with my oil filter. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get the job started. All right, so there's a couple ways you can do this, but you need to get this valve turned on so you can empty the fuel out of this canister where the filters are sitting. So I do have a catch basin on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and open that up and just drain that fuel down in there. Now the one thing you got to remember is to turn that back off when you get done. The other thing you can do, and I've done it before, is you can attach a drain hose to that drain that you see on the bottom of the valve. There's a hose that comes off of the bottom of that valve, and that's where all the excess fuel is draining. And you can smell it right now, but if you had a hose the right size, you can actually drain that way, not create so much of a mess. So I'm going to take a 1 1/8 inch socket and put it on the top of this. It's a little tight, and then you're going to want to lefty loosey, righty tighty. Remember that. Get this cap loosened up. Okay. You want to make sure you don't crack it. It's a little on the tight side. But she's a coming. All right, there we go. We got her loosened up enough to be able to take the cap off by hand. And you got a little diesel there. There goes 10 bucks diesel. Let's go ahead and grab this. Sometimes they are a little hard to get out. I'll show you what you need to do. There should be an O-ring right there, and I just take a little screwdriver or something to get on that O-ring and get her out around the edge here like that. and just peel it away. Now you want to get the new O-ring, just work it on around. Now it is down. And in place, as you can see. Just make sure it's, like I said, not over the very back edge. That's where I had it there for a brief moment, or otherwise you'll have a big leak. Now, as you can see, this oval just goes on a certain way, and you see the oval on the filter mount itself. So you're going to line that oval up with the oval on the filter, and make sure it goes all the way down, and just pull up slightly, then push back down just to check, make sure it's seated all the way, which it appears to be. We got our filter, we got our O-ring on there. Now let's go ahead and put our cap back on, being careful not to cross thread the threads. And at this point in time, might as well just go down and reach down there and turn that valve back off while you're remembering it. Okay, get this hand tight. Remember, lefty loosey, righty tighty. Get our wrench back on there, and then I like to just make sure I'm not going to damage anything. And I'm using a ladder, by the way, because I cannot reach. I'm not that tall, nor do I think anybody really is. But I'm right above you, the camera here. Just put one hand on top of the wrench, tighten her up. That's all she takes for the front filter. All right, now on to the back filter. Okay, so I just unhooked this wiring harness. Undo that. Make sure you don't damage it. Okay, one thing you're going to want to do is drain the diesel. I've already done that. You know, all I did was just get a tube here and then unscrew this valve wide open, and you'll hear it. Just keep unscrewing it until you start hearing it clicking off or draining out. So, like I said, I've already done that. Just use a piece of PVC or any kind of drain. Rubber hose, if you have it, that'll fit on there, is ideal. About 3 foot, and drain it into a container of your desire. Then I take these lamps and get it on the bottom part. That's where it will fit, and then just loosen it up, lefty loosey. Remember, there. Now it's hand loose, and this is where you might get a little fluid still. So have your container handy in case you do. And then just drop and screw this rest away. Like I said, you're gonna get some more fluid, diesel fuel. Nasty. So you definitely want a container underneath you. And we're going to drop it down this way, then empty the rest of the fluid out of the filter into my drain pan. Okay, you're gonna want to get that special tool that I mentioned to you from Amazon. Put the wire down through the middle, like so, and then get on all those corners nice and clean, like so. Hold the filter in place. Here again, lefty loosey, righty tighty. You don't want to damage this sensor. It's nice and slow. I'll show you or explain why here in a second. Okay. As you can see, before I bought that wrench, I chewed up these with vice grips or channel locks. So if you get a wrench before you attempt to do it with anything else, you'll save yourself all that grief. Don't have to buy a sensor yet, but sometime down the road it might wear out. So you just unscrew that sensor, and obviously you want to keep it nice and clean and damage free, because you don't want to have to buy another sensor. But that's just the sensor there. So we'll keep that over here on a nice clean cloth, and then we'll get rid of this because we don't need it anymore. Now, the new filter, open it up like so. You're going to want to make sure that you have a cloth, because you have that O-ring there, that gasket, and then you're going to want to, what the heck? I'm glad I looked down in there. Holy crap. They packed the O-ring inside there. That's not real smart. That could have been catastrophic. Alright, let me go get something to... Alright, I can't believe they put that O-ring inside there. Just goes on the sensor. So you install the sensor just like that, and then we put this all back. Are you still? Okay, now to initialize the fuel system, you're not going to want to start it. You just want to initiate the pump, the fuel pump. The way you do that is we're going to hit this engine off and on without your foot on the pedal, probably about 10 times to be safe. And what that does is it pumps fuel in those filters and prevents damaging your engine or system on a dry start. You heard it click. Let's see if we can. Let's get rid of that button, or that noise. Alright, I'm going to turn it off. And you heard it click. So you hear the bell ring. That's an indicator that the fuel pump started. Alright, I did it 10 times. I heard it fuel pump each time, so we should be okay. Your foot on the brake, you can start the engine, and it should start right up. There you go. What you don't want is that running on, trying to fill the filters. So that's exactly what you want. So that is how you change your fuel filters and reprime your fuel system. Now turn your system or your engine back off, and we'll go ahead and get the fuel system warning light off. So what you want to do is hit the up button until you hit your systems. And if you see your oil thingy on there, you're going to probably want to go back or forward once. That's your transmission temperature. Okay, so we're back to tire pressure. So hit your right button, transmission temperature, oil life. There's your fuel filter life. Now I'm going to press the right button, And then we're gonna hit the down button to get the okay. Then I'm gonna hit the right button again. And that should set your fuel system to 100%. And that's how you reset the system. Hope that helped. And you too can do this. Got a little messy there, but fuel management when you're taking those filters apart is key to the success of this. And just remember to prime the system before you restart it, and you should be good to go. Thanks for watching, changing your fuel filters on the Ram 2500 2018 6.7 Cummins diesel. And this is Phil from Peterson Farms in Nashville. Hope you come back and watch us, and take care, God bless, and have a great day.